Check the stat sheet, I'm James Harden in the bubble. My people pack heat, man, all my dogs love they muzzles. It's like a track meet, better beat your feet, we running doubles. Man, we cannot skip a beat, finna reach my peak and then I cover up my walls.
Secret sessions.
Wanna get my page and the pens ablazing, devastation's in my way. Check my waist and it got no safety, better pray you see them case. You cannot tame me, syndicate wavy, give it to game, don't forget the K. Taking a fake to run my fate, get a taste, play my game. Taking my lane is not attainable, so best you pump your brakes. I done had some test my patience and they all ended up patience. What I took, I give no favors, never been looked out for by neighbors. So many books with lies on papers, this world crazy. How are you thinking that we kept our brains and played the middle? Most shootings get played like fiddles. Separate the real from fake and move like Jake's is out to get you. Take this shit like day by day and pray you got some angels with you. Switch your place with me, walk in 14s and find a way to fit them. Wish it, nah, little bitch, I'm grinding to get out of poverty. I'm trying to get a check, cause that green makes a dichotomy. We got here for respect, no, unless I treat this properly. We do it to the death, and we don't plan on dying modestly.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Behind the Grind. It's your boy Trip B.
I'm Johnny Conceptz.
Yes, sir. Today, bringing you one of your favorite affiliates. He goes by the name of Xecutive. You can check him out on the last. Yes, sir. You can check him out on the latest Cypher, Secret Sessions Volume 13 that just dropped. Shit is fire.
Yes, sir.
What's up, homie? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I appreciate that, y'all, man. And happy to be here. Happy to be chopping it up with y'all a little bit. From Build Out of State College, Pennsylvania. It's where I was born, raised, stayed there for the first 12 years of my life. After that, bounced back and forth, middle school, high school, spent a lot of time in Texas and Pennsylvania. Currently headquartered, residing in, working from Oklahoma. Exact whereabouts unknown, but somewhere in Oklahoma.
Word, parts unknown.
Yeah, parts unknown. Yeah.
So when did you start getting involved with grind mode? When did you hear about grind mode? What did you see, a Cypher? How did this happen?
Believe it or not, I think it was Knock Madness. The lunchtime Cypher, Passionate MC was on there, and I was like, yo, who is this cat and where's he come from? I went to grind mode, found grind mode ciphers, and I fell in love instantly. I think that was whenever Knock Madness came out, 14, something like that, 14, 15.
You've been on for a while then.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I just got a memory back in October. I shared the live cipher the day it came out, the grind mode generals live cipher. And I was like, wow, man, to think I shared that day one and now I'm affiliated. Like you can't beat that.
That's a fire Cypher, bro.
Really? Yeah, that was Lingo's verse. He was talking about the Ebola virus, and to think how far we've come.
And I think that's pretty awesome that that you go back that far. When was your first Cypher?
The first one I actually did was just August 2020. Denver Secret Sessions 10 was the first one I was on.
How did it feel to finally be on one after watching it for so long?
That Denver event, that was a smaller event. The Fort Lauderdale event, I think, is where I had my holy shit, I'm on a grind mode cipher. And that's because Volume 13, I kicked that one off. And there was a good 6-7 years of me constantly wondering, like, yo, what's it like to be the first person after the you know what I mean? And to see Lingo walk off the camera and boom, now it's your spot. Like that was a moment.
So pretty much what was it that took the 6 years, the distance?
It was a little bit of that. I was actually, when I was in 8th grade, I was set to do a Cypher in Harrisburg. I even still have the messages. We shot the Denver Cypher exactly 5 years from the time I was supposed to be on my first Cypher in Harrisburg. It was supposed to be a Pennsylvania. February 2020 was supposed to be my debut. And that was the first event that got canceled due to the lockdown pandemic. So I was supposed to debut back then, and it was just delayed. So there were a couple factors.
Right. That's interesting you said that, that first venue, the first event after COVID, because we I don't believe Johnny made it to the Bronx. No. We did the Blind Fury Cypher in the Bronx right before COVID. Like COVID, we knew about it and it was in the news and shit, but venues weren't being closed down yet and all of that. Like if you go back to those ciphers, no one's wearing a mask in that building or anything like that. So yeah, man, since you've been following grind mode, who are some of your favorite affiliates? Who do you see yourself working with, and whose style do you think you would mesh well with?
I think about this, especially piecing together a project. I think we'll probably talk about that a little later. But in doing that, I think that about that often. Who fits on a certain beat, who fits with me somewhere in particular. Favorite in general, like if I had to pick.
Oh, you have to.
Gun to my head right now. I got no choice to say.
Robots don't have feelings.
Oh man. Wow.
There's like 500 affiliates.
Yeah, like I'm trying to spin through the Rolodex in there, man. That's not. Yeah.
So who do you want to work with? Scratch that, scratch the favorite. Who could you see, all right, Xecutive is putting together a Grind Mode affiliate mixtape, and who are some of the MCs that you're definitely going to make sure are part of this project?
Lingo's number one. He has to be number one. There's just too much there. I mean, you, of course, outside of being the boss, just pure talent perspective, you can't overlook Lingo at all. Yeah. Para, I think Para is very, very skilled, and he can tap into certain topics and certain subjects that not a lot of people want to talk about. So I think tapping him for a specific, joint. But then again, now we're kind of sticking to the top. I want to pick a non-thread artist.
I think everyone would mention Lingo and Para.
Of course, yeah. Those like too easy, like knee-jerk affiliates, like dope affiliates. Those first two come to mind. But I have a joint with him already, and we have more that we have been working on and have talked about. But I think Mac Movado and I, when we have come together and we've worked, we come up with some amazing stuff, for real.
Have you and Mac worked together?
We did, yeah. He was on Secret Sessions 10 with me, but outside of the Cyphers, we did a joint. It was called You Are Not Alone. Okay. We did it on a Sunday night grind. We're currently doing some alterations to it, want to get a better mix on it, and want to really make sure it's radio ready.
I fuck with Mac, man. He has some good shit. I like it. Yeah, I've even heard some of his acapellas that he drops on the book and stuff. All material,
Yeah, and he can sing too. Like it's hidden. It's very hidden, and you have to look for it, but it's there, for real.
Multi-talented artist. That's like where it's all about. Like you hear that they can sing, they can rap, they can do engineering. Like I love that stuff, so I think that's great too. Like, do you have anything else like in your repertoire that you can tap into?
I like to think I'm on the right path when it comes to learning how to mix my own joints. That's something I just have to get better at. I've mixed a couple of them, and they're a little basic, but passable, I think. But there's something about just getting in the booth and being entirely self-maintaining, self-serving. If I can come in here, write, record, and mix a whole song to completion by myself, that would be ideal.
Yeah.
Even sing a hook, but that's harder to learn than mixing it.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, guys can pay big dollars to do that stuff, man. So to self-teach is a skill on its own. You know what I mean? To be able to get to the point where you're at now, where you feel confident and comfortable mixing your own songs is a talent in itself. A lot of people discredit that. A lot of people they don't think about that part of the art or the music. Is like, rappers, they must just like show up and they rap whatever off of their head or off of their notebook or whatever.
Right.
But 90% of the fans and people don't realize is that there is a grind that goes behind everything they see. And that goes down to, you seen that wordplay right there? Behind the grind. But like there's the mixing, the mastering is a whole nother level after that. Even coming down to like the track listing of a project, like you know what I'm saying? Like these are things that the normal fan doesn't think of. These are all skill sets that major record labels hire people specifically for, bro. Did you know that major record labels have somebody that listens to your project and puts the songs in a specific order?
I've heard of that, and I know that that's a skill, just arranging a project and making sure that the intro sounds like an intro and it leads into the first track good enough. Yeah, it's a very underrated
skill.
And they have it set up in certain way that like especially with the track listing, like it's supposed to make you feel like a certain way when you listen to it, and like by the time you get to the end, you're supposed to have a different feeling with the album.
Besides, so you got Mac Movado on the project. You're gonna have Lingo, Para. Who else you gonna throw up on there? Give me one or two more.
Frankie V, because I mean it wouldn't be a grind mode project without including Frankie V on it. Dre Morrow is a guy who is going to be on these Jacksonville Cyphers with me. We're actually on the same one together, one of them. I don't know if y'all are familiar with him yet.
No.
Boy, he goes. He just goes and he doesn't stop. And it's, yeah, that the Cypher we're on. Watch. Quentin went crazy with the beat. Like, he's crazy. I can't wait for the world to see him.
I was waiting for the one I didn't expect, and that's it right there. So that's perfect, man. Yeah, absolutely. I'll be looking forward to the Jacksonville Cypher. So that's a perfect segue right there. Is I want to ask you, what do you got in the bank, man? What's in the vaults? What are you going down? You recorded these Jacksonville Cyphers. How many down there? What do you got coming?
I got right now. I did 2 in Jacksonville. We got one I just talked about. Dre Morrow's on there. It's a Quentin beat. That whole Cypher is crazy. Of course, I don't know what all I can talk about, but
Now I'm surprised you mentioned earlier Denver was a smaller series, which I do remember. However, my prior experiences with Denver was a great hip hop city, man. I don't know if you caught any of those vibes while you were out there or what.
Yeah, and murals, like you could tell the whole city definitely had an appreciation for the culture all the way around. Like the art district, big pun murals, and so much beautiful homages to hip hop and hip hop culture. It was great. And yeah, the event, I will say, it was small, but I know the guys we did meet. Ian Taylor was out there. Got to meet him. Empirical Knowledge, that dude's insane.
Okay.
Out there, Fame V, Pike, he's the dude on production. He's crazy. Yeah, definitely and a lot of homegrown talent, like Denver and Colorado, surrounding areas, like a lot of appreciation.
You're at a restaurant, there's 6 chairs. At one of those chairs is Xecutive. On the other 5 chairs, you can choose. And oh my god, that's so funny. But he's just like showing in the back.
I just seen it. That was creepy as fuck, bro.
But anyways, there's 5 other chairs. You can choose they're alive, fake, fictional, or real person. Could be someone from like a TV show, like their specific character, cartoon character, whatever. 5 other humans are at this table with you. Who's sitting there?
Who you got?
High chairs count as one of the 5 chairs, and can I put guns in the high chair?
Guns can certainly be in a high chair. It has to count as one of the chairs. Guns, bro.
You have no evidence that this is really me.
No, I don't. But
it just looks like me.
I can read your tag. It says guns. No, I'm just playing Major Look.
Major Look.
Bro, you did a costume change midway through the interview, bro.
Yeah.
What the?
Of course. Appreciate you guys working in with this whole guns thing and allowing me to stall on this question.
No, this is all getting edited out. I'm going to leave guns in there, though. Fuck that.
You got to. All jokes aside, and no bullshitting anymore. Guns is going to be at that table. It has to be at that table. Lingo has to be at that table just because I feel like if I say his name one more time, I'll get some kind of bonus. You know what I mean?
Oh, let's edit that out.
But no, yeah. Guns, Lingo, they have to be there just because I have so much appreciation for both of those dudes. And now to have some fun with it, I want Andre 3000 at that table just to pick his brain and talk a little bit. Ask him a lot of questions. First question is why. We never got a solo album, all that shit, but that's a different question you need to ask. I want at this table, after the 4 people I've mentioned one of them is me. There's that. Lingo, Guns, and Andre 3000. Dave Chappelle.
Oh, okay. Wow. Oh, you're having a good time.
Winnie the fucking Pooh. How about that? Winnie the fucking Pooh.
Any specific reason? Why are we going?
Nope.
No? All right. Yeah.
I don't care to elaborate.
All
Is he your
right, that's what's
childhood
up.
hero?
I plead the fifth
I
on.
need the fifth. Yeah.
So with your first experience of grind mode, was it what you expected, or like were you looking to, like, what were you thinking you were gonna walk into when you went there?
And how much did it meet expectations?
I'll say to a certain extent, years of watching the ciphers, it always looked so much harder than it is. Like everything, all that work and all the extra flair on every cipher, that they're all masterfully edited and shot. You know, that again, gotta get my points in, but I think there's a certain aura that surrounds these ciphers that you got to think like, okay, either these dudes are miserable on set, they're all assholes, or this is like I had to think there was a catch somewhere. And finally meeting everybody in both events, I'll say Fort Lauderdale more so than Denver gave me the grind mode experience I always thought it would be, just because of the size of the event and the type of people that were there. You know, some of my favorites over the years, guys like Mischief, Duck City Music, those guys I was looking for. Cap SZA, can't forget Cap SZA. But guys I always wanted to meet, and, you know, things we have in common and stuff like that. Seeing everything come together, I was proven wrong in how easy it really just comes off. I mean, when you have a bunch of people who are good at what they do, it really can be that easy sometimes.
I mean, like, if you really think about it, all we have to do is show up and rhyme. The one that really does all the work is Lingo.
That's it.
He mixes, masters all the ciphers. He shoots the
Beat
videos.
selection.
All we have to do is show up and rap, and then network. So
all
basically,
all credit to that man.
as far as like going to those events, it's not just show. I know I said just show up and rap, but you also have to network with the other artists, because that's how you're going to get the most out of the grind mode experience. If you just go there and just sit in the corner after you rap your verse and not interact with anybody, then you just basically did the cipher for nothing. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, of course.
And not only that, but we do an annual, I'm sure you've heard it by now, the Grind Mode Barbecue, the Bars of the Barbecue series.
Heard, seen as many as I could. Couple slain verses out of there. And
Make sure you and Mr. GWO figure out how to fucking get to Rhode Island this summer and attend this Bars of the Barbecue event. You know what I'm saying?
It looks, that's another, I'm ready to try the jungle juice.
Yeah.
Yes.
So many
I don't know
stories.
if you know this, but Lingo is the master chef of the barbecue. I mean, who else would be, right? And then not only that, this kid, he makes some bomb ass garlic parmesan wings, and Lingo, they better be at the event. They better be at the barbecue. If the garlic parm wings aren't at the barbecue, there might be problems.
But I do have one more question. So this is going to be the final question here. So how can we find Xecutive? Where can we see your music? What are your websites? What are your links? Let us know everything right now for the viewers.
All right. Yeah, I got I'm available, got some songs on major streaming services right now. Just Xecutive, my artist name, how you'd find anybody on there. SoundCloud, I use that a lot to post exclusive stuffs that can't always get posted other places. It's Xecutive, ITS, and then the rest, XECUTIVE. That's where I am everywhere. Twitter, Instagram, everywhere where I have an actual username, it's Xecutive.
Okay, perfect.
Do you have any albums you want to plug right now? Or
Yes, you know what? We talked a little bit about it, and I haven't formally mentioned anything about it. So everything that I've said to y'all is the first time anybody's hearing any of this stuff. And it is, yes. Wah, 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 wah. But yes, I'm currently working on and trying to gather features, instrumentals, everything for the Full Circle collection, looking at May, and it is exactly that. I want to talk a lot. I, along with everyone else, have had a terrible year. The last year have been terrible, but it was a way for me to bring everything back, and the title represents exactly what I think it is. I think the songs I'm making right now are what they should be, what they have to be to help close one chapter and open another. And I'm excited to do that right here.
Bro, that's dope, man. That's good shit. Well, hey, man, you ever need anything, you fucking let us know, man. I got verses in the chamber.
Hey, will do.
Versus
I appreciate that. And I wanted to add,
Yeah.
I wanted to say that aside from myself, because a lot of these project tracks I'm working on are some beat pack beats, and I wanted to give credit where it was due and say that Pearls of Wisdom joint,
Yeah.
fire, gentlemen, absolutely fire. Enjoyed the hell out of that one.
Appreciate it.
Perfect use of AOK on a hook. It just it hits.
I heard that hook and he sent it back. It was perfect.
It was exactly what we were.
It was exactly what I needed. Something catchy, something to the point. He pretty much nailed the title of the song in it without me asking him to do anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, just gave him the beat and said, "Go, I need a hook," and he gave us back was phenomenal, and I was very, very happy with it.
Yeah. Really was, fam. Good shit all around. All three of you killed that shit.
Oh, thank you, bro.
The carpet matches the drapes.
Oh, no.
Do that on here?
No, TMI. We don't want to get shut down. We don't want to get shut down.
I will.
No, we don't want to get shut down. Well, yo, unless there's anything else, fellas, and we're gonna be out of here.
I do have one favor to ask you, y'all, actually, before I let y'all go. Can I get y'all to throw up an X for me so I can get a screenshot?
Something like this?
Well, let me move myself down here. Word.
Yeah.
I got it. I appreciate y'all, man.
Bro, you already know, man. Anytime, it's GME. And you enjoyed the show. This is the first installment of Behind the Grind.
Yep.
Executive, say peace.
Oh, peace. GME, grind mode, fuck the rest. You know what it is.